All right, everyone. Roy Williams here, the guru of good health, a superintendent of supplementation. Hey, that's the way I used to start my radio show, so I thought it'd be cute today. Glad all of you are here today and listening to this and watching this video. It's exciting to be able to educate people. I call these my health updates, and I do them. I'm going to try to do one every week for a long time, just to kind of get you up to date on how I think and how the people of Tri-Baron and our loyal members think. And if you don't think the way we do, that's okay. Just keep listening, and I'm going to tell you what will happen. Eventually, you'll agree with me. At least that's what we hope. Folks, I want you to understand today's topic is synthetic versus natural. And I'm going to be talking about that a little bit because I want to kind of catch you up on the differences in the two. You know, in the medical profession today, when you go to a medical doctor, you go to the medical establishment, the allopathic medicine, as we call it, and I tell everybody, it's absolutely unsustainable. There's no way we're going to be able to sustain such a huge expense that's coming out of the medical profession today. And when you go there, basically, if you notice, all they want to do is prescribe you another drug or maybe cut a part out of your body and throw it away as though you don't need it. Now, these are my opinions, and you don't have to like them. You don't even have to agree with them. This is an educational video, and I'm hoping that you'll listen long enough to see the logic. Boy, there's a problem in America, too. We've lost our logic, our common sense. Well, if you're going to listen to me, you better understand something. I'm going to be talking logic and common sense based on an educated view, though, because nobody has studied nutrition more than I have. I just can't believe it, because I've been studying this stuff since I was 14 years old, and it just fascinates me, and I love it. But here's the problem between synthetic and natural. You know, synthetic, what does that mean? That means that it's a byproduct, it's a chemical product, it's a petroleum extract, it's man-made. That's what synthetic means. You see, synthetic is something that does not naturally occur in nature. You cannot find any synthetic drug naturally occurring in nature, so therefore it's called a synthetic. It is man-made. And yes, they can take these substances and make them to look just like a hormone, just like insulin, just like something like that that'll fit the same receptor sites and actually trigger a response in the body as though it were real for short periods of time. The problem is it tends to stay in the body for extended periods of time, where natural things go in there, do the job, and then they're gone the way God intended it to be. So natural versus synthetics, the topic today. One of the things I want to talk about is I want to remind you that synthetics, the only way you can get them is by prescription. Prescription. What is the definition of prescription? The definition of prescription, in my opinion, is permission to poison. You see, if it were not toxic, you would not have to have a doctor sign a prescription giving you permission to what? Poison yourself. Now, how can you say all drugs are poison, Roy? Well, listen, before a drug can be approved to be released to the public, it has to go through what's called an LD50 rating. Let me explain that to you. LD50 means lethal dose 50. They take a drug, they test it on a group of animals at ever-increasing doses until 50% of that animal group falls over dead from overdose. And that's how they determine how much to give a human. So it's called a LD50 rating. What does that mean? All drugs are toxic. That's why you have to be careful how you use them, and that's also why you get so many adverse reactions to drugs. All of you know people have ended up in the hospital after taking a drug because they got an adverse reaction. And I always ask people, did the doctor give you money back for that drug? Did the pharmaceutical company give you money back for that drug? No, not only do they not give you money back, they don't cover your hospital costs, even though they did damage to you. You need to think that through. So definition of prescription, just remember when that doctor's writing you a prescription, he's giving you permission, he or she's giving you permission to poison yourself. I want to also remind you that the medical profession has not found a single cure for a single disease in over 60 years. Don't know if they ever have for sure, but I can assure you they haven't in over 60 years. Now, when I was growing up, I was told one of those big lies that the medical profession and pharmaceutical industry spreads all over the country. That is, if you'll just give us enough time and enough money, we'll find a cure for every disease. I'm still waiting. How many blood drives have been run? How many money-raising campaigns for the Heart Association, Cancer Association have been raised? Still no cures, folks. As a matter of fact, that doctor will look you in the eye and say, I'm going to prescribe a drug, but I want you to understand there are no cures for what you've got. That's encouraging, isn't it? Just saying. No cures in over 60 years. If you're going to wait on the cure, you might as well go find that oceanfront property in Tennessee that I've got for sale. Now, let's talk about cell dependency. You see, the problem is cells of your body are not dependent on synthetic drugs for survival. You see, you lose 1 billion skin cells every day. You lose 1 million stomach cells every hour. Your body's in constant need of repair and replacement of cells. Why? Because you lose all the soft cell tissues of your body every 11 to 12 months, and they got to be manufactured. And what are they manufactured from? It's not synthetic drugs. Your body can't manufacture anything from synthetics. Your body has to manufacture cells from natural things called nutrients or vitamins, minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids, glyconutrients, proteins, fats, those things that the body has to have to manufacture cells. So as you're losing all these cells, as cells grow old and die, as cells become damaged and die, cells are poisoned and get sick and are dying, your body has to manufacture new ones. And it does not use synthetic drugs to manufacture cells. What does it use? It uses nutrients. So you need to remember this. This is not hard to understand. This is simple, but they don't want you to understand what I'm teaching you today. What a synthetic drug does is treats your symptoms. So don't get me wrong. They got some drugs that'll ease your pain. I mean, if you break a leg or you sprain an ankle or you get a headache, they got drugs that'll ease your pain. They got drugs that if you're nauseated will stop the nausea. They absolutely got these drugs that do these great things. And I'm not saying that you should never use one. I'm just saying don't expect it to heal your body. They can tell you it won't cure you. They'll tell you they're going to heal you. But what are they doing? They're treating your symptoms instead of solving the problem. Let's say you got osteoarthritis, worn cartilage, where you're bone on bone in the knees. When you squat, it grinds. Well, that's osteoarthritis. What has happened is you have worn the cartilage out faster than your body manufactured cartilage. Not that the body's not capable of manufacturing cartilage. The fact that you got cartilage means your body can manufacture it, but they're giving you a drug to simply mask the pain while you keep rubbing bone on bone and making it worse and worse until one day you go in there and they tell you, well, we got to cut your knee joint out and put an artificial joint in there. That's sick and insane, in my opinion. What should you do instead? There are supplements known as glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, these wonderful things that your body can literally use to grow cartilage. You know what? If you've got osteoporosis, bone loss, all they're going to do is give you a drug like Fosamax or Boniva. And what do these drugs do? They simply stop your body from getting rid of old, dead, dying, and damaged bone. They don't help you grow new bone. Guess what? If you take the proper supplements like Triveron's product called Bone or Triveron's product called Joint, you're actually giving your body the raw material that it can use to grow bone, to grow cartilage. I had a lady come to me and said, my doctor told me I couldn't grow bone. I said, really? Ask him where you got those bones. That's just ignorant. Listen, folks, your body knows how to grow bones. When I was born, that bone in my leg that's about that long now was only about that long. Now look at it. How did it get that big? I grew bone. Y'all, you just need the raw material that your body has to have to grow these cells. And you know what? You can manufacture cardiovascular cells. You can you can manufacture central nervous system cells, brain cells, bone cells. You can manufacture those cells, but you cannot do that taking synthetic drugs alone. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't take the drugs. Occasionally, you need a painkiller, but at least take the raw material that your body needs to grow the cartilage while you're overcoming the pain. Symptoms and cause, that's what we're dealing with here. Remember, symptoms. They treat the symptoms. What we encourage you to do is give your body the raw material it needs to solve the problem. That's what we're after. Cellular health and replication. Remember, it's all about what those cells have to have. Each system of your body has a specific set of nutrients that it needs to manufacture new cells. So we specify at Triveron in manufacturing products that do what? Treat the actual cause that helps the cardiovascular system rebuild itself, that helps the skeletal system rebuild itself, that helps the joints grow cartilage. It don't matter what part of your body it is, your body can do it. So what does today's lesson boil down to? Synthetic versus natural? Well, it all boils down to this. Are you going to do it man's way using his concoctions? Haven't solved a single problem in 60 years. By the way, the average lifespan of a medical doctor in the United States, 56. So you're going to do it man's way using his concoctions or God's way using his creations? God bless all of you. I thank you for listening in. Spread it around. Let other people hear this message.